So, I am going to stress you out. I'm sorry, but I am. So you ready? I'm going to stress you out because I'm going to talk about money. Don't tune out yet. Don't tune out. This is not going to be a church begging for money. We are going to learn financial principles that can set us free, like free for real. And for those of us who are parents, allow us to teach our kids how to be financially free. Do you know that there's a financial awareness month? And the idea is to teach kids in that month how to win with money. They actually had Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live make a video for it. It's kind of fun. Check it out.
What's the best thing that you could spend your money on?
Candy? No.
You know what money is.
Yeah. I have a lot of money in my boot.
In your room?
No, in my boot.
In your boot?
It's like a piggy bank, except it's a boot.
Oh, so I will put my money in this. Okay. High five for that. We'll begin with just, what prize do you want?
The big glasses.
That'll be 8 tickets, please.
I don't have enough.
We have a situation. I could give you the glasses if you choose to take out a loan. That means I'm gonna lend you 2 tickets, but then you have to come back to my house next week with 9 tickets. Here to explain more about that is New York Times bestselling author Beth Kobliner.
Hi guys. Kate's offer may sound great, but be careful when you borrow. It can cost you lots of extra tickets come payback time. See you later.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Everyone's got an idea.
I
What do you
want to
think?
be a meteorologist
TV or radio, what do you think?
on TV.
She wants to be on camera.
One of my friends, when she grows up, she wants to be a gadgetator. Do you know how little mommy birds, they swallow the food first and then they give some to their babies? Mm-hmm. That's what my friend wants to do when she grows up. She wants to be a gadgetator.
I wonder if that's a BFA or just a BA. What is a credit card?
It spends money. You really slide it in this machine when you buy stuff. Hold it with your 2 fingers and whoop, like this. Whoop. No, like that. No, like this. Whoop. No, like this. Whoop. We want to get pizza.
I know you want to get pizza. We will have pizza so soon. We just have to talk about one thing. Would you rather eat 1 bite of pizza now or a whole slice later? Before you answer, here is Beth Kobliner.
Waiting is an important skill. When you wait, you can save up for something you really want, like a slice of pizza.
I wanted my pizza now. Did you guys learn anything?
No.
Kids don't know how to win with money, which, they're kids. But so many adults don't know how to win with money, and that's huge. It's huge because money affects everything about everybody. Like whether you'll go out for lunch today, when you'll get married, where your kids will go to school, whether you can handle an emergency, when or if you'll be able to retire. Money affects everything about everybody, and everybody is thinking about money. Studies tell us that people think about money more than sex, even guys. In fact, we know that anxiety about money affects the genders equally. It's actually the #1 cause of stress for people in America. Almost 70% say they're anxious about money, and that was pre-pandemic, by the way, and for good reason. 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning they run out of money before the next paycheck. Some of you are like, paycheck? What paycheck? Because you are broke. Like, you are broke as a joke. You're like, money? What money? Yeah, exactly. And that's not uncommon. 68% of people could not cover an unexpected $1,000 expense. 62% of Americans are carrying a credit card balance. And listen, if you want something you can't afford and just whip out your credit card, you have to carry the credit card balance. And because of interest, you pay way more than the price it cost. Money is the number 2 cause of divorce in our country. Everyone likes the idea of generosity, but people in the United States give less than 3% of their income away, whether that's to a church or a charity. And the amount Americans give has decreased by 40% over the last 15 years. We're becoming less and less generous. And retirement, the situation financially for most people is ugly. It's too bad to talk about. And all of that is happening to us while we live in one of the most wealthy economies in the history of the world. Now, a lot of people think, yes, yeah, I'm struggling now, but someday I'll make more money, and when I do, things will be better. Well, actually, no. It's proven people who have more money stress more about money. It's like Michael from The Office said, mo money, mo problems. Was he maybe not the one who originally said that? Well, the truth is, most people, maybe most of us, are losing with money. And if you're losing with money, it's not just about money, because money affects everything about everybody. So what if we could win with money? What if we could learn how to win? What if money didn't cause anxiety? What if money wasn't a stress in your marriage? What if you didn't have to wonder where your money goes and if you're going to have enough? What if paying for your kids' college or having money for retirement was a real possibility for you? And what if you could teach your kids how to win with money? Did you know it's expected that most of our kids will make less than we do? They'll actually be the first generation in America to make less than their parents. And if we don't teach them how to win with money, then our kids are going to be in trouble. And they won't be able to take care of us when we're old fogies. So what if we could win with money? That's what we're going to learn in this series, how to win with money and much more. It's what you'll be equipped to do if you take Financial Peace University. I'm going to tell you more about that later. Right now, you're probably still thinking, really? We're going to talk about money, a church talking about money? I think I'm supposed to be mad, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I am. Church talking about money, I'm mad. No, because this series is not about us, about our church. It's about you. But we're not going to be asking for all your money. We're not going to do this campaign with a big thermometer. How much can you give? This isn't about what's in it for us. It's about what's in it for you. We want to help you win with money, especially after this last year when we've discovered how fragile our financial situation is. Actually, God wants to help you win with money. And that's why he talks about money so much in the Bible. There are over 2,000 verses about money in the Bible. The Bible talks about money more than heaven. It talks about money more than hell, more than prayer, more than the Kardashians. Why? Because God knows us and loves us, and he knows the kind of issues money can create. He loves us and he wants to help, and he can. So in this series, we're going to see, what does God have to say? And it may surprise you, and it will help you win with money. We're going to start today with a conversation Jesus had about money. He talked about money a lot. It's in Luke chapter 12. And so Jesus is teaching a bunch of people when someone in the crowd interrupts him in verses 13 and 14. Someone in the crowd said to him, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." Jesus replied, "Man, who appointed me a judge or an arbiter between you?" I love Jesus. He's so cool. He's like, man, what's this have to do with me? But he uses this interruption as a teaching moment. Look what he says next. Verse 15. Then he said, beware, guard against every kind of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own. Jesus says you need to beware, to guard yourself before you wreck yourself, right? To guard yourself against greed, against the lies we believe about money. He's saying that we need to be careful or we'll fall into the world's way of thinking. And probably most of us have. Jesus says life is not measured by how much you own, but we kind of feel like it is, right? Like, I'll be happier when I get what I'm missing. You know, I still haven't found that one more thing that I'm looking for. We think we don't own enough. We're missing something. We think that because that's the way the world thinks. And we've fallen into the world's lies. We think we don't own enough, which is crazy because we own so much. We think, what do you mean have so much? No, I don't even have what I want. I don't even have what I need. Man, that thought means you've bought into the lie. We think we don't have enough, that we have poor people problems. But the truth is we have so much. We have rich people problems. How about this? I'll just speak for me. So you all won't believe this, but check this. I have this big aluminum and metal box, and I get in it, and it takes me wherever I want to go. I own one of those. 82% of the world, people in the world cannot afford a car. And get this, my car has a house that it lives in, and my car's house is bigger than most people's houses in the world, literally. Think about that. I have a special set of clothes just for sleeping in. I actually have like 2 or 3 sets of those special sleeping clothes. Most people in the world don't have 2 or 3 sets of clothes, period. I have this cabinet in my kitchen, and it's cold inside, and I can put food in it. And I have a freezer that this thing keeps things frozen. It can make ice, keep ice. Now, I have this other box in my kitchen. This is unreal. If I put my dishes in it, it washes them. Guys, I have a guac lock. Have you seen this? When you make guacamole or get some guacamole, because of oxidation, it turns brown super fast. It gets gross. And then you just got to throw it out. Not with a guac lock. It keeps the oxygen out and your guacamole fresh. We have so much. We have too much. And right now, some of you are like, I got to go get a guac lock. Yeah, that's what I thought when I heard about it. How have I lived without a guac lock? And we get all this stuff, but our souls are still so unsettled. And Jesus is warning us, don't buy into the lie of thinking worldly things can buy soul happiness. God gave us a soul, and we're told in the Bible that he has planted eternity in the human heart. We have this eternal soul longing, and we think something temporary can give us what we're looking for eternally. But it can't. But we think it can, and we just keep buying stuff to fill this hole in us. We need a bigger house, a better car, a nicer TV, new clothes, a guac lock. And Jesus says, beware, guard against greed. Don't fall into the world's way of thinking. But we do. We do it, and we don't even realize it, right? Nobody kind of wakes up one day and says, I think I'll ruin my finances. But most people have ruined their finances. No one decides to do it. It happens over time because we drift into the world's way of thinking. We drift into what the world says is normal, becoming normal for us. But we don't have to drift. We have wisdom from God. We have wisdom from God. It's amazing that we can build our lives on. And Jesus is telling us there's more for you, that there is something better for you. And if we just keep letting ourselves drift and we just keep drifting, it could be bad. Look at what Jesus says next in this conversation he has with the guy in the crowd. It says, then he told them a story. A rich man had a fertile farm that produced fine crops. He said to himself, what should I do? I don't have room for all my crops. Then he said, I know, I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones. Then I'll have room enough to store all my wheat and other goods, and I'll sit back and say to myself, my friend, you have enough stored away for years to come. Now take it easy, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, you fool, you will die this very night. Then who will get everything you worked for? Yes, a person is a fool to store up earthly wealth, but not have a rich relationship with God. And Jesus is saying, listen, if you buy into the world's lie, it can cost you your soul. You've heard the phrase, he sold his soul to the devil, right? It actually comes from a guitar player in the 1930s named Robert Johnson. And you may never heard of Robert Johnson's story, but you have heard the devil went down to Georgia, right? The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. But when he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump, said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a day, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul because I think I'm better than you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're going to regret because I'm the best as ever been. I have wasted so much of my life. But the lesson is, and why would you trade something eternal like your soul for something temporary like a fiddle? But man, if we're not careful, that's exactly the direction we'll drift in. We'll believe the lie that what I really want, what I really need, what I'm really looking for is something I can buy. That is scary. We need to guard against that by guarding against greed. Well, let's look at one more thing Jesus says here in verse 34. He says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And what he's saying is, follow the money. Follow the money. Have you ever heard that phrase? It's actually from Watergate. There were two investigative journalists, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, and they began to uncover a scandal involving President Nixon. And they had this anonymous source who called himself Deep Throat, and they wanted to know who was involved and who knew and did the president know and who ordered these break-ins. And their source would not tell them all the details. He just kept saying, follow the money. Follow the money. Because the money will lead you to the truth. And Jesus says here, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. If we could see where your treasure is, where your money goes, it would tell us the truth about you. How you spend your money reveals what's important to you. Like, some people don't give any money to God, but they say, when I make more, I'm going to give generously. Or if I ever won the lottery, then I'd give half of my winnings to God. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. And I'm not being a jerk. You wouldn't. Jesus says your heart shows where your treasure is. If you're not giving now, you wouldn't give then, because if it's important to you, you would now. Follow the money. If we could see how you spend your money, it would tell us the truth about you. And it would tell us about your future. Like, do you want to know what your marriage will look like in 10 years? Follow the money. Like how you budget or don't, how you spend, how you save. Want to know how your kids' lives are going to go? Follow the money. How they deal with money will determine so much of their destiny. So, man, what if we could win with money? What if we could teach our kids how to win with money? That's what we're going to talk about in this series. Man, come back for the series. It's not going to be us begging for money. We're going to learn how to win with money. And if you really want to learn how to win with money, take Financial Peace University. Financial Peace University, or FPU, is a 9-week class that will transform your life. That's what it did for my wife and I. We had tried to be smart and try to be really careful with our money, but even still, we had stress about money. We had questions about it. Where did our money go? Like, why do we only have this much in the bank? We had arguments about money. And then the principles taught in FPU changed our lives. What do you do in FPU? Well, you listen to some incredible teaching from Dave Ramsey. FPU is not something we invented at Verve. It's a course that has helped about 6 million people learn how to win with money. So you listen to some video teaching from Dave Ramsey, and then you talk about it in a small group time. No one is looking at your bank statements. No, there's teaching, and then there's discussion, and you get some tools that help in a big way, and you move towards financial freedom. And we want everyone to take it. We always have, but especially after this last year and the financial wreckage, we want everyone to take it so much that we're offering it 4 different times each week. 4 different options. In person at Verve, on location on Sunday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30. In person at Verve on Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. And then 2 online options, one on Sundays from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock Pacific, and then online on Thursdays from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock Pacific. The class is 9 weeks long, and that may sound like a lot, but 9 weeks is not a lot. I mean, big picture, if 9 weeks transformed the rest of your life, then 9 weeks is nothing. Normally, it costs $99 per household. Your family can come for the same price. We don't make any money off it. It goes to FPU for all the materials. You might be thinking, $99? I don't have $99. That's why I need to take the course. $99 is not a lot. It may sound like a lot, but it's not a big picture. If $99 transformed the rest of your life, then $99 is nothing. But listen, ready? It's not going to cost you $99. So remember how I said we want everyone to take it? Well, here's what we've done. We've been on the phone with Financial Peace. They're awesome. And we've worked out a deal that we can give access to you to everything they have on their website. And they've got awesome stuff. In addition to the class we're talking about, they've got budgeting tools. They've got several other classes that you could take online, you name it. And we're going to give you access to all of that for $25. So for a full year, instead of $99 for the class, it'll be $25 for the class and all the other stuff that you'll get. So it'll cost you $25. But, whoa, wait, check this out. I said, we really want you to take this. And so I went to this awesome church outside of Atlanta that supports Verve, and I told them how awesome you are, and they have agreed to pay your $25 if you actually take the class. So if you sign up for one of these 4 classes and you show up for at least 6 of the 9 weeks of the class, we will reimburse you your $25. So you'll get access to everything on the website. There's tons of tools, and you'll be able to take the class for free. That is seriously crazy. Like, there's people have been taking this at Verve for years. They all paid $99. No one has heard of this. It's unheard of to be able to do it for free. And we're doing it because, man, you really need to do the class. But you don't have to take my word for it. Take the word of the 6 million people it's set free financially. I mean, check this out. The average household who takes the FPU course pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700 for emergencies within just the first 90 days of taking the course. You want to take it. And if you do, sign up. To sign up, go to verve.cc, click on Financial Peace. You'll have a couple options. Click on Financial Peace, and it will take you to a registration page where you'll pay the $25, and then you'll get a code for access to the FPU website where you'll be able to sign up for the course and access everything on their website. There's really no reason not to take it, right? It's going to be free for you and it will change your life. But maybe you're like, well, I don't know. I got an objection. I got an issue. So let's run through your objections, okay? First, you might think, well, if I take it, I won't be able to buy stuff anymore, right? I won't be able to buy anything. Oh, it doesn't start for 2 weeks, so just buy everything you want now. I'm kidding. Here's the reality. This is going to give you so much more financial freedom that you will get to a place where you can buy stuff without wondering if you can really afford it. For real. Second, you might be wondering, does it work? Yes. Families pay off thousands of dollars in debt, save money in just the 9 weeks of the class, and it's going to change you for the rest of your life, your finances. It will give you financial freedom. Like that could be you. Third, maybe you're thinking, well, my spouse handles our money, and I think they've got it covered. Man, that's a lot of pressure to put on your spouse. Yeah, they might be better with numbers, and they could be the point person for your finances, but you need to be a team, and together you need to have a plan for how you will win with money. Fourth, I'd be embarrassed if I took the class. Oh, so maybe you've made some financial mistakes. You don't want people to know. Listen, there isn't a person who has not made financial mistakes. Have I made financial mistakes? Yes. And I'm not even talking about the guac lock. I'm talking big ones. Don't worry about being embarrassed. No perfect people are allowed here at Verve. We've all made mistakes. Fifth, I'm just stressed out about money, and I don't even want to have to think about it. Is that wise? That's like the person who says, man, I'm really sick, but I don't want to go to the doctor because I'm scared to find out what's wrong. That doesn't make any sense. You don't want to get better? You just want to keep getting worse? If you don't take FPU because you're stressed about money, you'll wish you had. Sixth, I'm single. Is this just for married people? Nope, it's for everybody. Seventh objection, I'm just too busy. Come on, you're too busy to learn how to win with money and experience financial freedom for the rest of your life. Well, I hope you'll take it. Honestly, I'm hoping everyone takes it. That's why we're offering 4 classes. That's why we got you this deal that you're going to be able to do it for free. Why? Because it's proven to work. Because it gives you a financial plan. And a failure to plan is planning to fail. Because when we get to the end of this life, we don't want to be surprised, right? We don't want to be like that guy in the story and have God call us a fool for how we handled our money. And because of our church. God is doing something special here, and we want you to be a part of it. And getting your finances in order so that you can give back to God, that's a part of being part of it. And I hope you'll do FPU. Again, you can sign up by going to verve.cc. You'll see financial peace. Click on that. It'll take you to a page where you can pay the $25. And then when you do, you'll get a code, access. You can sign up for the class. And then when you take the class, we will reimburse you your $25 for real. It'll be free for you. All right, I'm going to pray, and then we're going to have the band lead us in a song. And I'm going to pray that we learn how to win with money. What if we could? And I'm going to pray that we all jump into FPU so we can learn how. All right, let's pray. God, money affects everything about everybody. And you know it's such a big deal. You talk about it all through the Bible. Jesus talked about it more than just about anything. He said, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. We need to learn how to win with money. This last year and a half, the pandemic, the foreclosures, the layoffs, the furloughs, it's shown us how fragile our finances can be. God, I pray that we stick through the rest of this series and learn principles from you on how to win with money. And I pray that we just load out these classes, that everybody takes FPU because it's life-changing. And thank you for providing a way that people at Verve can take it for free. That's unbelievable. Thanks for Jesus, who came and showed us how to live a free life. God, we pray all these things in his name. Amen.